Chapter 10, Food Security. Keywords. Production. Production is a process of combining various material inputs and immaterial inputs in order to make something for consumption. Availability. Present and ready for use at hand. Access. The right or ability to approach. Nutrition. The process of nourishing or being nourished, especially the process by which a living organism assimilates food and uses it to grow, for growth and for replacement of tissues. Buffer stock. The stock of food grains procured and maintained by the government through FCI, Food Corporation of India. Hunger, a strong desire or need for food. PDS, Public Distribution System. Ration shops or fair price shops. A shop where government provides subsidized prices for food items and fuel for identified families based on the ration cards. Subsidy prices, to keep the prices low in reach of common people. Food security, the promise of government to to produce food grains sufficient for population of entire country and make everyone buy it for consumption. Crop rotation, changing the crop that is grown on an area of land in order to protect the soil. Water harvesting, the act of gathering water either from rains or from other sources. Crop diversification, changing of the crops so that there is a great variety of crops. Agricultural diversification, the careful planning which provides the farmers to take up food crops and non-food crops, dairying together as greater variety in agriculture. Per capita availability, the total food grains produced in the country summed up with net imports and subtracted the change in stocks. Access to food, the availability of each person to buy the food for consumption. Universal PDS system. The states following the system in which the low cost food grains would be available to all. MSP, minimum support price, the pre-announced price of the crop by the government at which it buys the surplus production from farmers. Non-governmental organization, the organizations that were not run by government but public in key issues related to people and environment. Nutrition status, nutrition status of children and adults judges whether the food actually consumed by them is adequate or not, or excess. Underweight, being less in weight, that is decided by the nutritionists as per their age and height. In the pre-independent India, famine situations of extreme scarcity of food were common issues of large-scale starvation deaths. Ration shops, where people go and buy food grains at subsidized prices, midday meals that many of you have been eating, Anganwadis, where young children are taken care of, including meals during the day, are some ways through which government today ensures food security. Producing sufficient amount of food grains is an important requirement of food security. Availability of food grains per person per day equal to availability of food grains for the year divided by population, that is also divided by 365. Average height disparities in distribution. The buffer stock means stock of food grains maintained by the government through FCI. The Indian government came out with new law 2013 called the National Food Security Act. ICDS, Integrated Child Development Scheme. The hot cooked meal is also now provided in Anganwadis for children. A survey conducted by National Institute of Nutrition, Hyderabad, across many states in the country confirms the overall alarming status of nutrition in the country. Over a long period of time, 35% to 45% of people are consuming less than or less than food they should. Per person, per capita, availability of food grains in the country should be sufficient and also increasing over the years. There's a change in the consumption pattern with the people demanding more fruits, vegetables, milk, meat and poultry and fisheries. 80% in rural areas in India consume food that is below the calorie standard. It applies to approximately two-thirds of population of India. About 14 crore children studying in schools eat midday meal today. This is the largest school feeding program in the world. Food required by the body for all its functions for energy, growth and capacity to remain healthy and fight illness. The issue of food security needs careful thinking and efforts in all of the above directions.